Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. This is the 1921st day of continuous webinar conducted by the International Forum for Promoting Homeopathy. Today, our guest is Professor Dr. Muktinder Singh. Let us begin the session with 1 minute silent prayer. Thank you all. The International Forum for Promoting Homeopathy comprises of homeopathic lovers, students, and doctors, and we have 3 sessions every day. The first session of the day is already over in Hindi from 7:30 to 8:30, and from 8:30 to 9:30 we have the international session, and from 9:30 to 10:30 the local language session in Malayalam. We are uploading the videos of the same on the very next day itself so that those who missed the session can watch it again, and you can subscribe the same without paying any money. And the purpose of this forum is to take homeopathy to every home around the world. And today our guest is Professor Dr. Muktinder Singh. Sir has completed the MD, and sir is the home working at Home Touch in Ludhiana, and sir is working as the professor and HOD Department of Repertory, Solan Homeopathic Medical College Hospital, Solan, Himachal Pradesh, and he was the former HOD and professor in a different college at Ludhiana, and sir was the former consultant or a physician of our Honorable President of India, and sir has won so many awards and has used to present a lot of presentations in papers, writer in different magazines and newspapers on a day-to-day basis. And sir is having more than 25 years of teaching experience and having more than nearly 30 years of practice, private practice, as well as clinical experiences. And sir has done so many brilliant presentations here as well as in international level also. Is one of the most looking faculty from all over the world. So today, sir will be talking about a different subject this time, and that too, and anhedonia and understanding cases, learning materia medica. That is something great because we used to talk in different type of subject, but this time a different subject, a beautiful subject from psychiatry. So we proudly welcome our professor, Dr. Muktinder Singh, sir. Sir, I shall make you co-host now, sir. Please wait, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome, sir, once again. You are co-host now, sir. You can share and begin the session. Sir, please unmute, sir. Please unmute. You are muted, sir. Yes.
Very good evening. Namaskar. Sat Sri Akal. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all. Thank you, IFPH, for inviting me once again on this forum to share my experiences and my understanding of homeopathy. We all are learners of homeopathy. So my gratitude to Dr. Sani sir. So he's very respectable for me. Dr. Dhanesh, he always motivates and always asks me for the sessions. So today I'm coming up with something, there's a story behind this topic. Actually, I'm dealing most of the autistic patients. So once recently what happened was, uh, I just got a mother who was 2 years autistic child mother, and she was working from home in corporate, feeling exhausted mentally for last 3 months. She had some emotional breakdown in the family. He has been struggling to meet expectations from family, tries her best to be a good mother, a good daughter-in-law, a good wife, but recently she is failing to perform routine duties. She has lost all interest in things she used to enjoy, like music, talking of friends, talking to friends, asking husband to go for outing. So she was a very jovial and very responsible, very respected person in the family. Now she has come up with a major issue where she has suddenly started losing interest in life. So now this was a story, although I had many. But when I searched this, that why suddenly she has lost all the interest. Although we had some rubrics and some remedies which I list in the later part of my presentation, that people suddenly lose interest. So I just first put my mind to the query of my mind to organon. So we always refer aphorism 3, that what is to be cured in the disease? Knowledge of disease. What is curative in medicine? That is knowledge of medicinal power and choice of remedy. These are the three basic things we need to do. So what is the knowledge of disease? What is this? We usually call it depression. But there are few new terminologies which are coming. And this loss of enthusiasm for the activities one deeply enjoyed, known clinically as the anhedonia. So this is a term in psychiatry. Even when the insurance companies, they take a claim for the psychiatrist. So it is International Classification of Disease, ICD-10 CM manual. The code for anhedonia, there is a special code given for R45.85. All those who are versed with this kind of nomenclature, they know that when you send to the insurance company that you have treated this patient, they will not take your the diagnosis of depression or diagnosis of indifference the way we talk. They need a scientific terminology. So this term is called anhedonia. This was discovered around 100 years back, basically. Earlier, this term was used for the schizophrenic. Schizophrenic patients, what happens? They suddenly lose the interest. But now this term is widely used for the patients who go into the depression due to some reasons. So sudden phase which comes, although we need to differentiate it from many other cases. So it is one of the hallmark symptom of depression, no doubt. But if you broadly write it as a depression, you might not get the scientific inclusion or scientific acceptance. So anhedonia, what is? It is a neurochemical changes. Depression affects neurotransmitter like dopamine. What happens in Parkinson patient or the bipolar disorder patients, yeah, cyclothymic disorder patient, split personality patients, there these dopamine and serotonin which regulate mood and pleasure, when these are disrupted, even beloved activities can feel full, dull, or meaningless. So what this person will say is, Doctor, I have stopped feeling enjoyment, pleasure in my life. So I do everything. I'm doing everything in my life, but I won't take joy. The earlier the dish which I used to eat, now that dish doesn't gives me the pleasure. The cognitive distortion, negative thought pattern can convince someone that their efforts are pointless or that they are undeserving of joy. So, emotional exhaustion. Depression often brings mental fatigue, making it hard to engage even in low effort players. So, the thing usually is, supposing we go out and take a burger, McD burger, or something which we usually relish. So, other two people, though two friends are going, one is enjoying it. Wow, it's sort of beautiful, or going to some hill station or going to traveling. One person enjoying is very so joyous, so but this anhedonia fellow will be just like, okay, okay, it's okay. Someone will write a very good message. and that person will say, okay. So the other person will say that I have asked for emotional involvement, but this person is giving such a cold reply. Earlier, he used to apply. So we used to label the person that you have changed, but we don't understand that he is undergoing some psycho pressure kind of thing. So social withdrawal, isolation can reduce opportunities for shared joy, which often amplifies the enjoyment. So enjoyment word or the animation world, vivacity, or that kind of joy kick that start missing the personality. How it manifests? A musician might stop playing their instrument. A person who was fond of playing guitar or violin or some instrument, he just suddenly keep it aside. A teacher might lose interest in preparing lessons they once found inspiring. A spiritual seeker might feel disconnected from practices that once brought peace. A parent might feel indifferent towards family activities they used to cherish. So, this is how anhedonia affects a person. He's not a basically that personality, and the person sees that says that doctor, I have been emotionally cold for few years. I don't feel joy. I don't feel sadness. I don't feel. One person was saying, doctor, my mother expired. I was so attached to my mother, but I just took it. I was wondering why I'm not crying, why I'm not that disturbed. I was disturbed, but it was not affecting me that much. But internally, I'm so affected. Same way, the I went to a tour with my earlier. I was the center of attraction, but this time I was laying on side and just enjoying the party by taking a drink. But I was not enjoying the moments. Same way, a playful child stop engaging with the toys or other things, right? Or favorite toys or games. A curious learner might lose interest in asking questions or exploring new things. Or a child who loved drawing may abandon coloring book. In adolescent, teenager passionate about sports might skip practice for matches. So one of my patients said that my teenager, he was crazy for football and soccer, but now he has stopped watching that stuff on the TV. So he's so changeable. We sometimes mix it with the boredom, but boredom is different. A student who once enjoyed reading may avoid books or schoolwork. A social teen might withdraw from friends and stop attending group activities, right? And adults, a hobbyist gardener may neglect their plants and outdoor space. Fitness enthusiasts must stop going to gym. Devoted cook may lose interest in preparing meal. And in elderly, you'll see a grandparent who loved storytelling may stop sharing memories or engaging with grandchildren. So the grandchildren, they say कि दादू मेरे से बात ही नहीं करते हैं. Nanu won't talks to me. Senior who enjoyed spiritual gathering might avoid satsangs or kirtans. A retiree who once found joy in morning walk, community service may stay indoor or disengage. So I'll be quoting from a few of my cases in which I treated this with this approach. So anhedonia is background is loss of ability to feel pleasure, common symptom of depressive and substance use disorder. So sometimes these days social media kind of saturation. The person who was listening to music all the time has started developing a kind of indifference to it. So what are the causes? How to diagnose this? Snaith Hamilton Player Scale. There is a scale, SHAP scale. So, and the another is Panas scale. So I'm not talking about these positive and negative affect schedules. And additional tests are substance use, vitamin deficiency, thyroid function, or sometimes hormonal person losing interest in sexual involvement with the partner. So causes are depressive disorder, trauma, PTSD, decreased activity in ventral stratum, or dysregulation of hormones, GABA, and dopamine. And treatment, according to the modern sciences, cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and aerobic exercise, electroconvulsive therapy, and medication. So these are the common approaches. I'm not taking much time to explain this because our core is homeopathy. So, loss of enthusiasm for previously loved activities often appears as indifference. Sometimes we may relate it with the indifference, but how to differentiate it from indifference? The indifferent person will never complain if the other person in the family are complaining that this person has stopped taking interest, and he says no, there's nothing like that, I just don't feel it. But if the person himself, so if it is an objective phenomena, maybe subjective, indifference can be subjective as well, but anhedonia will be labeled because the sometimes we take the rubric indifferent also in anhedonia. But the to understand the particular uh, if I be the precise about anhedonia, because it's my topic of the day, then anhedonia is more of subjective. While indifference, others also note. Here, others will also note. But anhedonia person will complain that I have lost interest. I'm not enjoying. I'm not taking pleasure. So this is a personal complaint. While indifference, sometimes person not realize that he is undergoing a cold phase of emotions. So he might not feel it, but anhedonia strongly feels it. So aversion to work or company. So we in teaching we say that a diligent person changing to a non-diligent personality, joylessness, then emotional flatness. So in the materia medica and repertory, we sometimes get this kind of. So if we understand it miasmatically, so a soric person going into anhedonia will be quite joyless with fatigue and hypersensitivity. As we have mentioned, that if it is a mineral vitamin deficiency, if it is a malnutrition, person having less of zinc, person having less of magnesium, person having hyposodium or hypokalemia, then high vitamin D deficiency, vitamin B12 deficiency, the hairs become lusterless, the person becomes cold. So that is a soric kind of. So that can be done by giving the appropriate remedy and good nutrition. That person will feel energetic again and he will return to the life. But if it is a psychotic, so the indifference from stagnation. So everything is stagnating. Although he might have vitamin D deficiency as well, but his main reason is that he is not able to motivate himself. Shame from avoidance, or there is a reason behind that. So it is not only the malnutrition or sensitivity, there is an incidence like PTSD I have talked. So if it is post-traumatic stress disorder, or supposing a girl get married and the mother-in-law or the in-laws family is poking her again and again. So still the soric stage, she will be sensitive and would be reactive. But suddenly she stops showing reactions. She is just absorbing that grief, that insult, that sensitivity, and has developed a disease condition along with anhedonia. Then it is a psychotic phase. I hope I'm able to. If you are getting me, you can give a thumb up, or some. If you have questions, you can type them. But I want if you can type yes, so that I know that you are with me and yeah, I'm able to connect. Please type so that we get a response. Please respond.
Everyone is responding, sir.
Yes, yes. Thank you. So this is, and what happened in syphilis? Syphilis is there was an incident and the person went into the despair, into the suicidal disposition, into the annihilism, with self-destructive phase. He suddenly got kind of renal failure, suddenly got heart attacks, life-threatening situation. So this is what happens in the syphilitic phase. So the person's basic miasm will decide that how anhedonia will manifest. This an allopath cannot see from this lens. This homeopaths are blessed by Hahnemann to see it from this lens. So I'll be differentiating it from the remedies also. So Sora will be quite joyless with fatigue, hypersensitivity. So sensitive ailment from grief, care, overwork, deprivation. So withdrawn, conscious, hopeful if supported. So the Sora is manifested by its hope. So if you do the counseling here, Dr. Henneman has written that diseases spun the vital force spun with that kind of thing. So when this personality has shifted to the psychosis miasm, so that indifference stagnation, then it is the cause is suppressed emotion. There the sensitivity, sora is sensitivity, psychosis is suppressed emotion, suppressed hormonal congestion, suppressed indulgence. Then the person would be changeable, more of the cover up. He will deny that there's nothing I'm doing, I'm busy, I'm not able to cope up. They'll frame some reasons for that. So that is a psychosis phase. But in syphilitic phase, that despairing anhedonia, self-destruction will ruin, moral injury, night despair, withdrawn, self-condemning, destructive. So the person will say, I didn't take care of my children, I didn't took care of myself, I spoiled everything, or will blame that due to this person, I have spoiled my life. Due to this person, I am not able to enjoy the life. This repeated domination by my husband has now killed all my ambitions and I'm of good for nothing and all that. So, so we'll differentiate from homeopathic point of view that if it is core at the core in anhedonia at the core is indifference and joylessness, then mind indifference to loved one would be the rubric when the patient feels detached from family and friends. So that is kind of estranged from family. So CPR, phosphorus, nitric, natrum carb, or cicuta like of remedies are there. Mind joyless, player diminished, general inability to feel joy in previously enjoyed activities. Some repertories has labeled lexis also in netromure, aurum, and mind aversion to work. When enthusiasm for professional or intellectual activities, then Califos, Nux vomica, this kind of remedies might be thought of. If it is causation related, means emotional breakdown is there. So the natromure and ignitia would be triggered anhedonia by the bereavement or disappointment, mortification ailment from humiliation, insult, then staphylococcus would come up into the play, or staphylococcus personality would suffer anhedonia. Then care worries ailment from over responsibility, phosphoric acid, caliphos, aurum metallicum, disappointed love ailment from. So it is cause relation. There is a cause, emotional cause. Same way, reactive rubrics means consolation aggravation. If person says I'm undergoing a hard time, please don't bother me, don't disturb me. So that is a consolation. He'll not like to talk about his disease, his condition, natromure and CPR. Consolation, desire, no one is there to support me, I'm alone, I'm suffering alone. Then pulsatilla and weeping, involuntary, ignitia or natromure kind of remedies will come into play. Then energy level, as in acid force, the energy will dip, the sepia aurum social player will be withdrawn. Then aurums or other syphilitic remedies like mark or other syphilitic remedies, they will lysine, so they'll have start reacting. And then miasmatic, we all know, soric rubrics, indifference, grief, sensitivity rubrics, psychotic, as I told, that starting aversion and having fixed ideas, hormonal stagnation, shame, then syphilitic rubrics, despair, nihilism, suicidal tendencies. I hope I'm able to connect you people. I'm not going fast. Is it fine? Are you getting me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
It will be little bit fast now.
So shall I slow down?
A little.
Okay, okay. So
Otherwise, rubric cannot be read.
okay. So coming back to our case, so I have a lot of materia medica to teach. So I would like to more emphasize more on the materia medica part. So materia medica shades, so as I've talked, I'll be taking these 10 remedies: phosphoric acid, aurum metallicum, sepia, staphylococcus, nux vomica, netramure, gelsemium, anacardium platina, and all these remedies I would be showing something. So if we talk, so from where I got a clue is in Allen keynotes, if you go, you'll find a rubric, symptom listed, listless, apathetic, indifferent to the affairs of life, prostrated, and stupefied with grief, to those things that used to be of most interest. So, this is the exact picture of anhedonia, phosphoric acid anhedonia given in Allen keynotes. So the line of interest to connect it to anhedonia is to those things that used to be of great interest. So the person start losing, as you see, this image will show that the person having energy, supposing there are friends who are having a girl who is having disappointment from friend, her friend has ditched, so she will just be sitting in a corner, not studying and just taking lemonades or cold drinks, because you know that Coke has a lot of phosphoric acid in it. That's why it gives a kick. It gives a, so it is called energetic drink. So all these energetic drinks these days, Red Bull, and all these things having cocaine and that kind of tangy and energy click. All these have a lot of phosphoric acid in it. So interestingly, in homeopathy, at that time when this rubric was listed, that desire for refreshing drinks, at that time there was no Coke. But see how beautifully that physically also has come up, that this kind of lemonades desire, because it is at the level of metabolism. That metabolism lack a lot of uric acid formation, and then person needs that acidic drink. So that kind of things are so correlatable. Then phosphoric acid. Dr. Kent says that classical enfeeblement, mental enfeeblement, where the patient experiences profound indifference to activities they previously enjoyed. So the key feature as listed by Kent are mental exhaustion comes first before physical symptoms. So person is apparently well, but mentally, because we all know that all acid remedies are struggle remedies, they have a lot of struggle in their life, and out of struggle, when the exhaustion comes, when the person starts giving up, when the person has start almost in the verge of losing that struggle. You know that arsenic is also an acid. If you see the structure of arsenic, it is an acid. So despair, loss of strength, loss of energy, loss of a lot of, after loss of struggle, the person start losing a bit hope. So when you are undergoing a prolonged struggle, you fall into an acid state. So mental exhaustion first, and then physical symptoms. Patient cannot work physically, but mentally apathetic can work physically, but mentally apathetic cannot add up figures, read newspaper, or follow thoughts. Says, don't talk to me, let me alone. So indifference to those things that used to interest the person the most. So this is what our literature writes about anhedonia. Right? Am I clear? Dr. Dinesh, now I'm a
Yes, sir.
bit
Yes,
slow.
sir. Yes,
No,
sir.
I'm a bit slow. So phosphoric acid is a remedy specially suited for those of originally strong constitution. So if a strong person starts feeling exhausted mentally and then later on start losing some flesh, say he has got the diabetes. So these are the classical remedies for diabetes also. And if this is a very commonly appearing symptom, loss of libido, loss of interest, loss of energy, that is one of the common symptom of diabetes as well. Diabetes, hypothyroidism, then that hormonal imbalance, the females, they start getting aversion to caution, aversion to sex, all these, as we just related to sepia. But this anhedonia has long range of remedies with it. So this grief, care, disappointed affections, moral emotions, all these when start affecting a person, then we can think of phosphoric acid as a remedy. So coming back to our case. So this was a young lady, I already told, I'm repeating that, of child, 2-year autistic child, working from home in corporate, feeling exhausted mentally, and this has come up from last 3 months after she had some emotional breakdown in family. So we all know that mother-in-law told some her the sister-in-law returned from Canada, and when they had some argument, and she said that we do a lot of things in Canada. We cook ourselves, we make food ourselves, we go do grocery ourselves and everything. Here in India, what you are doing? You are working from home and my mother is taking care of everything. You have home help also. You have a kapade wali bai, bartan wali bai, and the this cleansing lady, the vegetables are available at your doorstep. You are just asking at from big basket and you are getting it. And what you are doing? You do nothing. So that kind of things hurt her because she was giving her 100%. She said that she don't realize that I'm upbringing an autistic child and how much challenge it is to upbring so she said that I'm trying her best, my best to be a good mother, good daughter-in-law, good wife. But recently she's failing to perform. After that incident, she started losing interest. So she lost all interest in the things she used to enjoy, like music, talking to friend, asking husband to go for outing, etc. So this 32-year-old married woman marked anhedonia and depressive features. And it has come up for last 3 months only. Emotional breakdown, as I told. So feeling mentally exhausted, struggling to meet expectation as a mother, wife, and daughter-in-law, despite trying her best. She complains of heaviness in the head in the evening, disturbed, non-freshing sleep, constant self-blame that she's not good enough in any role. Previously, she enjoyed music, chatting with friends, going out with her husband, but now completely lost interest in those activities, feel joyless, forces herself to perform daily tasks mechanically. So this loss of pleasure and motivation correspond to anhedonia as described in depressive disorder, where there is marked reduction of interest or enjoyment in previously pleasurable activities. Now she said that it's better I die. Everyone would be happy. Now, can you suggest that what kind of remedy selection we can go for? I would like to have, please chat your remedy suggestions, type in chat. What kind of remedy, what rubric would you like to take for this uh, person, this lady, girl? She's 32 years. Yes, type. What kind of remedies are coming to your mind? What rubrics are coming to your mind? Sepia, yes. Netramure, Ignatia, yes. More. Give me more remedies. I'll stop when the indicated remedy will come, which I have given. Keep typing. So most of the people are talking Scipia, Staphylococcus, acid host, opium, aurum. Dr. Kamaljeet Singh, very good. So I'll not take further suggestions. Yes, this lady was given aurum metallicum because sadness, gloomy, because there is a strong sense of responsibility that I'm doing everything despite that. So she has started feeling worthless. And I told you that she said, इससे तो मर जाऊं तो अच्छा है, मैं मर जाऊंगी तो सब सुखी हो जाएंगे. If I die, everyone would be happy. So that is what the totality of this person. So we'll have a discussion that we say aurum is a very diligent remedy. But here she has lost interest. So if a Scythia will lose interest, she'll not complain that I have lost the interest. She will just be indifferent. But Aurum will be one who will complain a lot that why I'm not able to do, why I'm not able to be up to mark. So mentally she described a persistent low mood with sense of failure towards her family. So this sense of failures, strong sense of failure make her aurum personality because aurum they are lot of consciousness, anxiety conscious persons, strong internal pressure to be perfect in all duties. She feels that her worth is only in fulfilling responsibilities and break down in tears when small tasks are left undone. So aurum would be if not able to do, if not able to perform, then she will have a lot of stress of that. I'm not. If an aurum person suffering from rheumatoid arthritis, her first complaint, doctor, my child, they are getting ignored. I'm not able to cook for them. I'm not able to take care of my home. So please do something. That aurum will not go indifferent, while sepia will go indifferent. I'll differentiate that remedies in the further slides. So this left undone feeling that I'm not doing sufficient, I'm not doing my job, with episode of irritability followed by intense guilt. So this intense guilt in this person qualifies for the aurum personality. So literature on aurum metaricum highlights profound melancholy, despair from perceived failure of duty, and severe self-reproach in individuals with a strong sense of responsibility, high moral standards, often accompanied by thoughts that life is not worth living when they cannot meet expectations. So it's better to die. If I'm not able to perform, give my 100%, it's better to die. So she denies active suicidal plans, but admits to passing negative thoughts that everyone would be better off without me. It's better I'm not here, which again fits the aurum picture of dark, joyless depression with occasional suicidal ideation rooted in the duty bound personality. Are you getting me? Yes, cyclamen is one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hmm. So Aurum has a strong desire for death also, suicidal disposition also, but sense of duty also. And see, it is different from Natrum self, where Natrum self will get pangs of suicidal thoughts. So she has to stop her suicidal thoughts by reminding herself of her duties. So I have to live for this, I have to live for this. There's no Aurum, on the other sense, has a suicidal disposition, but they will not vocalize it. They will just keep it inside and start trying to perform. Cyclamen otherwise will be kind of PTSD where he stuck up and have a strong sense of failure, but might not performing. So cyclamen is a plant remedy. So cyclamen mostly will be talking a lot about this, but aurum would be more graceful. Cyclamen would be more complaining and more talkative. So it is a kind of more of ignitia. So on analysis, the central theme of case are intense sense of duty towards family and work. Cyclamen might not be that dutiful. Perception of failure and consequent guilt when she cannot cope. Profound joylessness and loss of interest in previously enjoyed activities. Episode of hopeless negative thoughts without psychotic features. So, anhedonia and sadness are recognized as one feature of depression state, and homeopathic texts consider remedies like Oramet when depression is closely linked with over responsibility, perfectionism, self condemnation. Repertorial reference to Oram mention melancholy, suicidal thoughts, strong religious or moral sense, depression arising from grief, disappointed love, long continued anxiety about business and family responsibilities, which closely mirrors the patient situation. So, if you see Aurum, very strong high grade in sadness, guilt, suicidal thought, profound melancholy with duty bound, as I talked. Natramure would be more moderate, grief, reserved, so silent grief, introvert, maintains duty but withdraws emotionally. Less explicit duty failure. So Natramir will not complain that I'm not emotionally available for someone. She just withdraws, just doing duties. She has more sensitivity to the rudeness. मेरे को अपना काम करना है, किसी की बात नहीं सुननी है. Ignatia would be low, acute, changeable grief, more of the kind of hysterical kind of personality, suddenly bursting out. Scipia would be marked indifference, irritability towards husband, children, desire to be alone, but usually not formed by guilt about duty. So Scipia will not talk about guilt about not being fulfilling her duty. She'll just be saying that I'm doing everything. It's my, I'm just doing, it's like a machine. So as you feed, the morning you wake up and night till sleep. I have a fixed schedule. So I have to do my work. So it is not duty, it is just work. Phosphoric acid isotope, mental prostration, apathy after grief, and anhedonia from exhaustion rather than moral failure. So phosphoric acid has no moral failure. So profound melancholy, joylessness with duty-bound despair, suicidal thoughts. So aurum met, as we talked, I'm repeating it, duty-bound despair, nihilistic sadness, anhedonia with self-condemnation. In differentiate from Natramure, Aurum has more moral failure or ruin feeling. Natramure is silent grief without self-condemnation. So Aurum will be self-condemning. I was not able to do. I was not able to do. It is my failure. I am not. But Natramure will be that I don't expect anything. I don't console me. Don't. I'm doing. बच्चों मैं तुम्हारे लिए कर रही हूँ ना. That's all. Don't ask me. So they'll be so hurt, so hatred, so angry, so negative from inside. So Natramir will not put guns on herself. Aurum will be guns on Natram will guns on others. So Aurum having three fingers on towards. So these three fingers are more important. Natramir, this one finger is more important. That इन लोगों ने मेरे साथ ऐसा किया तो अब मैं भी नहीं करूंगी. I'll not do as they have not done for me. So Q differentiate from sepia. Sepia's indifference is hormonal exhaustive, not moral collapse. So nightly despair, suicidal ideation with sense of failure will be on aurum metallicum. Clear? Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. Then natramure. So natramure is joylessness from unprocessed grief. Prefer solitude, consolation, aggravation. So in contrast to aurum, natramure is more of a non-diligent remedy. So if you differentiate because natramure and ignatia, ignatia is more of acute and natramure is more of chronic. So if it is a prolonged grief, prolonged that undemonstrative sadness, so it is suffering from on. It take long for natramure to get affected, and ignatia is acute, paradoxical. Just she ignored me. Quick perception. If you see ignatia in Allen's keynote, it's written quick perception. They'll just sense. And the other person will say, no, no, I have not said that. But ignatia will be so acute and so fast in perceiving that, yes, you have done this, you have done this. But Nitramure will just be silent and take years to form an opinion that this person is not good for me. So Nitramure will be having more headaches, more dryness, craving salt, private weeping. So weeping on the in the solitude, weeping in the washroom, weeping when she needs she'll go to some far place and weep a lot and then come back saying. So masking is lot of masking is there. So Natramure will not accept the consolation, will not accept the support. So Natramure will just then get attached to someone who unexpected life partner. As there's a rubric that getting attached with the coachman. A very rich lady will be attracted towards the gardener or attracted towards the driver or attracted towards the aged person or an aged lady getting attracted towards very young boy because he gives him emotional supports. They feel that they understand me. So Netramure will have a kind of wrong connections in this term that they'll just not bother the age, the profession, the standard, everything. They just seek whenever they get some emotional support from that person, they'll seek the consolation and everything. Clear? Then
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
sepia. This is emotional deadness. According to Kent Materia Medica, sepia represents with a striking abolition of natural affections. The classical description said this is what the emotional deadness is described in Kent. So essence is emotional numbness. They don't feel aversion to family duties, joyless from endocrine fatigue. So it is the sepia are the ladies who have been who have conceived many times, had many abortions, suffering from leukorrhea. So that their emotional psychoendocrinal kind of breakdown is there. Their body has been so exhausted, husband has been so sexually active and exploiting her. The girls who suffer from rape or some kind of PTSD, strong sexual, earlier sexual kind of abuse. So they just start developing a kind of indifference. So the husband is asking them for physical favors, so she'll just like a joyless. So differentiate from pulsatilla. Pulsatilla Sepia avoids consolation, pulsatilla seeks. Pulsatilla also has a lot of hormonal kind of nux moscata, pulsatilla, sepia. These remedies, they have a lot of hormonal issues after getting abortion, after delaying their menses, taking pills to avoid menses or change the date of the we were traveling or we were having puja, and then she took some hormonal pills, and from there she started developing. So nux moscata, sepia, pulsatilla, these are the remedies which have hormonal issue. In the contrast, nux vomica, the sensitivity will be. So nux moscata, nux vomica both are from the same family. But nux vomica would be very hypersensitive, very but less of endocrinal involvement. But nux moscata, sepia, pulsatilla, and Asterias rubens. These remedies, they have high endocrinal involvement. So better vigorous exercise, CPI is better from vigorous exercise, and pelvic symptoms, chilliness, you all know the picture. So CPI would be withdrawn, not taking interest into the society, not taking interest into the surrounding. As you see in this picture, people are sitting, they are interacting with the kids. So if a CPI lady will come to your waiting, so she'll be staying on the side, sitting for hours, but not interacting with anybody. Then phosphoric acid, the students' nervous exhaustion and burnout. So indifference after flat effect after prolonged strain, studies, hobbies, abandoned. So the indifference, differentiate the hobbies abundant. So as I have already told that sipping the a lot of cold drinks or energy drinks and just getting exhausted, not getting interest in the studies seems burden to them. So earlier they were very much interested. So now the other remedy which comes very close is Califos. Califos is also nervous exhaustion remedy, brain fag remedy. Naxomica is also a brain fag remedy. So Califos, phosphoric acid is deeper prostration and emotional blunting, while Califos is a milder functional fatigue. So what would be the symptom? Presenting symptom of Califos would be loss of memory, loss of ability to study, loss of inability to retain. So all these symptoms will be coming. So, and the other associated symptom will be in boys like masturbation after a lot of masturbation, sexual abuse. So they'll start getting graying hairs, hair fall, night sweats, indifference to beloved task. So that, as I have already told, that Ellen Keynotes has already mentioned this. Then Califos, as I told, neuropathy, overstudy, better with rest and support. So they seek support because Kali part is there. Phosphorus part is very strong. There's the exhaustion part. Acid phos में exhaustion part strong है. Kali phos में phosphorus part strong है with reactivity. So there be quarrelsome with the family. Kali phos is always quarrelsome with the family. So it is a special rubric quarrelsome only with the family. It is Kali phos. बाहर दोस्तों के साथ बहुत अच्छा भला है, पर घर वाले कुछ बोलते तो उनके साथ लड़ाई. तो differentiate from gelseimium. Gelseimium also has this kind of trait that they are nervous exhaust, they don't feel any energy to study, as if it's a kind of paralysis state. So Califos has mental fatigue, gelseimium has drowsy motor heaviness. So it is more of motor nerves, muscles, it does not obey the will. So she is internally trying to motivate but unable to do anything. Inability to do, inability to move, inability to hold the book, inability to sit, the gelseimium, inability to open eyes, legs seem heavy. You all know that gelseimium classical picture. So sore perspiration would be a Califos feature, irritability from noise, quarrelsome with the family members to whom they depend. Kalika, Califos, these remedies, they are fighting with their bread and butter. Means those they are dependent, their whom support is seeker, they are quarreling with them. Ignatia. A sense is cute grief. कुछ भी हुआ, sudden sensitivity leading to breakdown with oscillating effect. Anhedonia is dramatic yet changeable. Very drama. Ignatia, we all know, is the queen of hysteria. So hysteric remedy, one of the most hysteric remedy of Hermetica Medica, although diligent, but suddenly they get offended, they get affected, they're so sensitive, they feel grief inside. The differentiating from Netramure is in Net Ignitia expresses grief. Paradoxically, they'll sudden outburst, but Netramure will internalize that grief. They'll not express. And other difference is Netramure is chronic and Ignitia is in acute state. So sighing, globus hystericus, contradictory modalities. I'm not going into detail. I'm just focusing on the anhedonia right now. Then pulsatilla. Essence is gentle sadness, needs connection. Anhedonia are lived by companionship and fresh air. So they'll just, please come in the park, we'll sit and talk. So she'll hold hand of her friend, she'll miss her friend, she needs the shoulder to cry, and she'll be clinging, she'll be requesting. You don't, so the other person sometimes feels suffocated. The pulsatilla seek for consolation, seeking for that, so they become so clingy, so weepy, so chipku type personalities that you feel like getting rid of them. So because pulsatilla core feeling is being ignored or being abandoned, being forsaken. And that comes up everywhere, that they feel forsaken. That's why they cling and you just avoid them. And that again, that feeling of forsaken multiplies. So thirstless remedy, changeable remedy, warmth, aggravating remedy. Again, as I told you, hormonal remedy when amenorrhea, these PCOD girls, these females who get amenorrhea, infertility. So all these remedies, they represent the pulsatilla. Am I on the track? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Uh, 5 more minutes, sir. You can go
Five
ahead.
more. Okay, I have a lot of slides. Okay,
Otherwise,
finish.
if you want, we can conclude and we can go for a discussion or question and answer session, and we can have a second part.
Okay, then, okay, I'm open for that. Anyone having
Yes,
questions, you type, I'll answer. We'll continue. This is a part two.
yes, sir. Yes, those who want to talk to sir and those who want to have a suggestion or
We are
any.
left with 5, 6 minutes. I can answer the
Yes,
queries, the
yes,
remedies we have
yes.
done.
Please,
If you have
please
any
raise.
queries, you can ask me.
Yes, please raise your hand so that we will allow you to
We'll
unmute it.
have the second part because there are a lot of remedies. It will not be
Ye-
concluded in 5 minutes. That's why
Yes,
I
sir. Yes,
stopped.
sir. It is better to go in that way, sir. Really, these kind of presentations are the need of the hour because how to differentiate one remedy from the one medicine from the other is very important. That's the reason why some of our cases are, and we are unable to cure the patient in the right time. If we select the right remedy or in the right time, we can we will get the cure as early as possible. That's what I have to add to this session, sir. Oh, really an excellent session. Those who want to, please write your questions here, or you can raise your hand so that there was a question. Uh, Sir, why the Oram people used to die? That was the question raised by,
Desire for death. Yes, their
yes,
desire for death is very important.
somebody was
So
asking.
because that I have already, I read that question in between and I have already answered that this. So I'll show you. My screen is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if you take indifference to joy, so this main rubric anhedonia for anhedonia would be the indifference only, but apathy and indifferent are to be differentiated again. I'll take that class from somewhere. Indifferent, no doubt, are repertories. They are. So see this, indifference to agreeable things. This rubric is the thing which he likes, but now he is indifferent. So I've talked about, I'll be talking about anacardium in part two. Merck, Staphylococcus was my next slides, right? So
Yes.
this was one of the rubric, indifference to agreeable things. Then indifference alternating indifference. Then I'll have indifference to duties, as I told you. So we'll be talking about the Platina, the sorry, Calcarea group, Merck, Lexis, Yeah, next time. The indifference to domestic duties. So this we'll find more in the indifference. Boredom, I'll be comparing it with boredom. I'll be comparing it with the other, the closed rubrics, right? So indifference to everything. If you see indifference to everything, so we'll be finding these rubrics like in the scattered, not exact rubric. Hirsutism can be treated permanently in homeopathy. I have seen results in few cases, very good results. But again, the thing is how you approach the case. By just giving Madorinum or Oleum jacoris, by that kind of patent remedies, you cannot remove this permanently. You need to take the case, right?
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
Which somebody was asking, which rubric? That was, sir has shown here. Okay. Dr. Serbi, you can speak now. So
Uh, Good evening, and thank you so much. Yes, very excellent session. And Dr. Muktander every time is explain remedy is very and case very clear. Thank you so much, IFPH and Dr. Danesh and all of board members. Thank you.
As Dr. Serbi, how will you treat this kind of patients? The same methodology as spoken by our Professor Muktinder Singh, sir. She is from Canada now. She was from Turkey. Yes. Yes. If anybody want to have one more question, it is there's just 1 minute remaining. Everybody saying excellent, excellent, sir, but no questions are coming because they are waiting for the second session. That's maybe the reason, sir.
Right? We can conclude it.
Okay.
Yes, if anyone wants to have a question, we have a few minutes left. 2 minutes,
Yes.
just 2 minutes.
Dr. Ranjit Singh Sajila, do you want to speak here? You can say what are thanks to sir also. Dr. Ranjit Singh Saluja. Yes, please unmute. Okay, you are not able to speak. Okay. Thank you, Professor Muktinder Singh sir.
Bye-bye,
And those who
bye-bye.
attend the session in this evening, we will have definitely the second part in the coming month itself as per our convenience. And I hope all of you will be joining tomorrow. Thank you all. Good night. You can use the same link for tomorrow also. Over to Dr. P. Shaila to moderate the Malayalam session.